The ultimate winner is right here. A 1969 Pontiac is taking home the Barrett-Jackson Cup.
Winning the Barrett-Jackson Cup of 2023 was probably one of the highlights of my career. It was probably the biggest award I think that we've won to date, and probably one of the biggest awards you can win. The pressure to perform is probably higher than it's ever been after winning last year, and coming back this year, you just gotta figure out a way to follow it up.
Troy Gudgel and his team at BBT Fabrications are creating a metal masterpiece by hand fabricating most of the body parts on their 1959 Chevrolet Impala.
I think this car is, it's a really desirable car, first off, to start with. It's a 59 Impala, being a one-year only body style. Really sought after car. There's a lot of neat features. It's not overly wild, but it's going to be tastefully done with a lot of detail in areas that most people will probably overlook. So this was the initial line drawing, shows a little bit of modifications, some of the trim, the front inserts, being machined from scratch and whatnot. This would be the overall side view of the car after we got all of our modifications done. Shows the one-off hood inserts, grille, bumper, the one-off wheels that we designed that will be made for the car, and then the side trim, and just the overall look of the car. The inside is going to be a modern spin-off of the original, so still have some of the design elements of the original 59 Impala door panels. I'm going to maintain the 59 Impala dash, just because that's one of the most iconic parts of the car is the dash with the pods of the gauges, but bring it up to date, extend the bottom down a little bit so it covers all this air conditioning and things that we're going to hang below the dash that wouldn't have originally been there. The engine bay is probably going to be about the most customized part of the car. Everything from the inner fender wells to the firewall to the radiator cover is all going to be hand built from flat sheet metal, shaped and formed into shape of what we want here. To kind of showcase the engine is the focal point. So when you open the hood of this thing, it's just going to be real clean. I really like it when we're able to do minor things that make such a huge difference on a car, to where you can just clean up a little bit here and there, remake the rear bumper, do this and do that, and not take away from the original design of the car, just kind of add to it. What we've done so far is set the car on the Roadster Shop chassis. We've done a lot of sheet metal modifications, basically from about a foot down on the car. All the metal is new. On the back side of the car, we've built a bumper from scratch. It's 14 gauge sheet metal. We've added custom machined exhaust tips and this custom machined lower valance center section. In the back of the car, we have built new wheel wells, raising the wheel wells up, widening them so we can fit a larger tire and get the car down to the ground lower. Yeah, and then we've machined this, or printed this. Right now, we're gonna machine that out of aluminum with the gas fill. Inside the car, we have built entire new floor panels. A transmission tunnel and a drive shaft tunnel has been raised up because the car has been sat down lower on the chassis. So the driveline comes up higher into the chassis, same as like the wheel wells in the back. They're bigger and larger, not only to fit a bigger tire, but to get the car to sit down lower to the ground. So up in the front, we still have to build the grille, machine pieces for in here, headlight buckets, and the front bumper. As you can see, we haven't got to the headlight buckets yet, but that's essentially what the car looked like when we started. So you can see all the clean metal everywhere else that has been worked on, whereas the headlight buckets are still in their factory form. The Impala for us is going to be a street-driven car that's going to perform as well as it possibly can, being the size of the car. It's not a car that we're going to race or anything like that, but it's something that we want to be able to spiritly drive on the freeway. This car is going to have an immense amount of work into it, a lot of man hours, a lot of little details that just take time, and the timeline is small for this caliber of car to be built in. So we're going to be pushing it to get it to the finish line, but we'll make sure it happens. I think if you work here, you have to be passionate, because if not, you get left out to dry real quick. The passion has to be there, because we put 100% in everything we do, whether it be making a little bracket or the whole overall of the car. It's every part of it's going to be there 100%.
We've got the right group of guys and the right talent in the shop to make this thing happen.
I love every bit of this. There's nothing else that I could see myself doing. I'll wake up in the middle of the night thinking about ideas, or thinking about, oh man, we should have done it this way, or we still can do it this way before it even happens. I mean, if I wasn't building or creating cars, I'd be building or creating something else. I know I've got this target on my back as being the guy that won it last year. I know they're all going to be coming trying to outdo me. So what I'd like to say to them is I hope they're bringing the best that they can, because we surely are. And I'd like to have some competition.